Let's get over to the circumstances in the battle between Vegeta and Cell. Vegeta was utilizing his Grade 2 Super Saiyan form, otherwise known as Super Vegeta, or Super Saiyan 2nd Grade, where he proved no match in hand-to-hand combat against Perfect Cell, thus resorting to using his trump card, the Final Flash, provoking Cell into taking the attack that he was charging up, out of desperation. And by the look on Cell's face as the Final Flash was launched, he knew he underestimated Vegeta's collected energy for the attack. Needless to say, Cell regenerates from the attack, but the attack did prove its intensity by severely wounding Cell. Some argue Cell would have died if the attack caught him somewhere else, and although I can see that argument, especially if Cell underestimated it and was just standing there to see if he could tank it, it still doesn't hold weight in Super Vegeta being able to finish the job, because Goku, who was far stronger, charged up a super strong Kamehameha that everyone feared and launched it point blank at Cell, and he still survived. Now, I don't need to teach you how to suck eggs, scholars, but Goku and his instant Kamehameha was far stronger and more damaging than Vegeta's Final Flash, despite it not looking as big in the effects. Goku charged it with decent time, and it was his strongest attack. So if Goku's attack wouldn't work against a defenseless Cell, Vegeta's attack wouldn't have got the job done. Look, not even Gohan's Kamehameha against Cell, first time around, it didn't end him. And that was a Super Saiyan 2 Kamehameha eating through Cell's attack. Vegeta had no chance with his Grade 2 Final Flash. But then you have to ask yourselves, okay, if Grade 2 wasn't enough, what about if Vegeta used Super Saiyan Grade 3 and then blasted Cell with a Final Flash? That Grade 3 raw power is pretty high, right guys? You would assume, seeing as Cell is just standing there, that the slower yet stronger Grade 3 raw power would have been peach perfect in catching Cell off guard and finishing him off, right? And remember, this Cell was not as strong as when he took on Goku. He hadn't powered up yet, so a Grade 3 level of raw power right here on this Cell, could it have actually ended Cell with its raw explosive power on a sit-in duck? Firstly, could Vegeta use Super Saiyan Grade 3? Yes, he could, it's been stated. He only chose not to use it. Trunks did not know that Vegeta couldn't do it, but Vegeta knew what the hell he was doing, and if you want to break down on who is the stronger between Vegeta and Trunks as Grade 3, check out this video I put out if Trunks was stronger than Vegeta, and you will see that Vegeta's Grade 3 power is no joke in terms of raw power. So with Super Vegeta being desperate, why didn't he just bulk up one more time and use a stronger Final Flash against Cell, who was willing to take the hit? He was going for endgame, right? Well, there are a number of reasons why he didn't and couldn't. And no, he wasn't Grade 3 for the Final Flash, in case anyone says it. I know someone will say, well, he pumped up just at that time in the Final Flash to Grade 3. No. You all remember when Trunks went Grade 3, Cell and everyone else soiled themselves for a moment, but Vegeta was in the sky charging up and Cell was just smiling. The oh crap face was due to the collected energy, not the form. Let's talk about this first reason. It's the most obvious one. Plot. They wanted Trunks to be the one to step in and be the next level of the Ascended forms. Basically to give Trunks a turn against Cell and make it epic. All for it to fall flat right at the end with the form's weakness. That's basically it. Assume Vegeta is the best, then play everyone, and Trunks steps in and thinks he's the best, but really it was all one big lie. They could both go Grade 3. But another reason why Vegeta may have not gone Grade 3 to attack Perfect Cell was part of the bait in itself, losing the element of surprise. If you think about it, Perfect Cell was in control. From a mere kick, he tested Vegeta's current form and thought he knew where he stood with it, but Vegeta seemingly held back a lot of energy to use in the Final Flash as a surprise last-ditch move, if needed. You see, Cell didn't realize this insane power up until the Final Flash actually launched, and Cell was sure he could take on whatever Vegeta was going to throw at him, but like I said earlier, a little bit of an underestimation. So if he did turn Grade 3 in front of Cell, out of some desperation, he wouldn't have done it because Vegeta knew the weaknesses, but let's say he did. The power surge in itself would start to shock Cell, just like when Trunks transformed. At this moment, we have to ask ourselves a serious question. What the hell happened? No, I'm just joking, guys. If the power of Grade 3 Vegeta was in front of himself, and Cell's assessment may see the raw brute power is above his own current strength, would he really take Vegeta's Final Flash provoking after feeling the new surge of power in front of him? Hell no. Cell would not be as risky now taking a full power attack from this new level of energy in Grade 3. Hence why he dodged like crazy at Trunks' bear punches and kicks, because he knew they would hurt like hell if they connected. So the Grade 3 transformation transformation would not have allowed Vegeta the time and preparation to gather the energy for a surprise final flash. Cell would not have taken that level of risk head on, but would have been much smarter and smashed Vegeta around with his speed alone. Another reason Vegeta didn't use Grade 3 to launch the final flash could have been down to his own decision and thinking process. Firstly, he could have been just so angry he didn't even consider transforming again, but rather just launch everything he's got in his current state. I mean, he was quite angry, let's be honest. Even Piccolo said Vegeta was losing his cool during the fight, so the final flash could have been the end result of Vegeta's rage. But another reason why he didn't use Grade 3 could be down to just his own judgment, believing Cell's current strength, despite it being extremely more powerful than his own, might not be able to fend off a full power final flash. So he held a belief in his own Super Vegeta strength for his final flash to get the job done. Obviously it was a miscalculation, but at that time, he probably thought, no one could survive this attack if I charge it up all the way. Arrogance? Yes. But he's just acquired this new level of power, so why the hell not? However, despite all these plausible reasons, all of them fall short of the next reason, which I heavily placed my bet on was the reason Vegeta didn't use Super Saiyan Grade 3 for the final flash. And that main reason Vegeta didn't use Grade 3 for the final flash was literally down to the fact it would not make any difference. So hear me out. A character like Super Vegeta has one big pool reserve of ki in his body. When he transforms, it uses ki to hit the next form. Then he uses ki to sustain the form and uses ki to punch, kick, whatever. That ki gradually decreases. The higher the form, the more ki is consumed for attacks, making them hurt more. It's a simple concept to understand. Energy output. Vegeta's final flash against Cell was Vegeta collecting and drawing on pretty much the majority of ki inside himself into one attack from the same pool of energy. It took a lot more time than a quick attack because he was trying to gather everything he had. You see, even if Vegeta went Grade 3, yes, he would probably be able to launch it quicker because the form is almost pressuring the user to unleash the ki in excessive amounts. But it's still the same pool of ki. And Vegeta was just trying to gather it all. The same pool that's emptying slowly. Whether Vegeta is in regular Super Saiyan Grade 2 or Grade 3, if he wants to use his strongest attack of all time, using all of his ki, he could do it in any of those forms, but it will take longer in the lower forms to gather the ki, obviously. But if he's in the higher forms like Grade 3, he's already accessed all of that ki through the transforming and just being present in the form. Vegeta's final flash was energy from everything he had, and was probably the best way to unload all of that energy in one blast, rather than transforming first and then doing it, because he would have used that ki needed for the attack to just transform and sustain the form. Wasted ki. These are technical reasons. When perceiving Super Vegeta's entire fight, you could argue Vegeta had expended some energy blasting and hitting around semi-perfect Cell, plus when Cell became perfect, he used up a little bit more energy and then got hit extremely hard into the ocean, thus weakening him a little bit. You could argue that at this point. Vegeta didn't have enough energy reserve in the tank to make the jump from Grade 2 to Grade 3 because he needed that remaining energy for the final flash itself. Where you could say if he ascended and bulked up to Grade 3, he would have used the remaining energy to just transform, and his final flash may not have been as strong due to his lessened ki. And I think that is the best reason. If Vegeta went to Grade 3, he doesn't get a magical full heal on his ki reserves. No, he's being sucked dry constantly until he goes and rests up for a few hours. Or eat a senzu bean. Sometimes you have to be efficient in managing your ki, and I think that's what Vegeta was doing. In order to hit Cell with his best attack, he managed his ki correctly there.